Hey, Zio.
Yes, random voiceover guy.
I've got a hot new board game everyone's been dying to play.
Okay. What is it?
It's Geats, the board game.
Okay. How do you play?
Well, here's a list of rules.
Wow, that's a lot of rules. It's probably gonna take me a while to, get through all these. Okay, I think I've read all the rules. I think I get the gist of it.
Great, now take those rules and burn them.
What?
Just do it. Fantastic. Here's some new rules to read.
Really?
That's right.
Okay. That is all of them.
Now look again. We just took a few pages from the old rules and threw them in randomly.
Alright. I'm here. It's another week of Geats. Another week of asspulls. Another week of retcons. And another brewing cup of redemptions. With this week's Geats. Ace's privilege has allowed him to remake the world yet again. Sumeri's Karen Pass got snatched, Wynn's face is no longer caved in, and all the people Kawa brought back to life that previously went unmentioned are dead again. That's right, the can of worms wish got undone with another case of worms. But now that Ace has granted multiple wishes, the world around him starts making him a statue. It's not like previously they showed us, not once, but twice, that the Vision Driver is the one that does that, but, I'll let Takahashi continue to char this meal. Jito and company clearly are near wit's end with bad ends not hitting the rating spike that they needed. So, in comes Black Sumeri with the powers of destruction, using the powers of creation, and uses this opportunity to announce it to the world. While Jesus Cristo shows Kawa his redemption arc. All this while Daichi gets his tree back due to Ace's unwish of Kawa's. But the tree has something the VIPs want.
Got a charge start yet?
No, we're still on Geats.
Don't be that way, Blade. We gotta say nice things about this show.
Right. Here comes the premium lotto cards out to fight Daichi. It's cool though. He's got those top tier Jamato powers to even the
That's right, Blade. He's totally using powers he showed could transcend world resets to show those premium baddies just who's boss.
That is absolutely what is going on in this scene. It's not like we're trying to rewrite history or anything.
Okay, so none of that really happened, and Daichi instead got saved by Azuma and Neon just to further his redemption arc because of that tree. So, what's Bearable want with that tree? Use it as a major fertilizer to create the greatest world-ending tree Jamato ever. Now, let's see Numeri work. Oh, it's not instant like the others who have world creation abilities. It's gotta stew for a little bit. Got it. Y'all think she's defective?
If she's that defective, maybe Blade has a chance.
You know what? You're alright, Fly Guy.
Ha!
So, while they get the info they need from Daichi, he's only willing to help if they get that tree back. But first, he's gotta hype up those premium cards that Beroba and Kekera has, because I'm sure they will be used in their premium glory later on as well. Azuma steals his resolve after feeling guilty of sticking everyone in that tree that Daichi has. But we're gonna ignore all those people because Sarah is the one that's really got his nerves jumbled. Just as Ace tells Kawa that everyone is fighting to save Sarah, and just Sarah, which is all the people Keiwa needs to get his ass in gear. With Kuromuri getting to work on that wish at a snail's pace, Buffa shows up for his bookend story.
Finally, the matchup that took too long to get here has finally arrived, with Beruma transforming into... Oh my god!
Don't do this to yourself, Blade. It's Premium Beruma!
Premium Beruma is here, taking on just regular zombie Buffa. This is sure to be a matchup.
Y'all really gonna try and just alter the story like that? Okay, alright. Well, while they try to make a redeemable sounding fight, let's have Daichi acknowledge all the bad stuff Azuma's done up until now. Just to be told that in Ace's new world, all is forgiven, which sounds like the kind of world Daichi wants in on.
Premium Beruma shoots that just aren't sticking.
Maybe she's just sluggish.
Yeah, that's it. With Buffa deciding to take the fight from physical to mental by dropping the age card.
Never reveal a woman's age, even if she is manufactured.
So, let's cast those stones and get ready for a massive finisher that reveals that Buffa still had his hacks. I quit.
Blade, what's wrong?
I just can't commentate like this. This is ass, and it's not the good kind either. I'm gonna fix this.
Whoa. Blade, no. Think about what you're doing. I know we started off on the wrong foot, but you can't just leave like this.
Listen, we've had a good ride, but Geats just ain't hitting no more. I'm using the last of my kingly powers and privilege to get Time Kabuto to send me back. I'm gonna try and fix this story in some other timeline.
When will you return?
Whenever Geats gets good again. However long that may take. It might even be 4V cinemas until then.
Gross. Don't wish that on this earth.
My privilege is leaving me. I have to go before it's too late. We'll always have Denny's.
See you in a few weeks. Takahashi! So, yeah. Azuma had his ass-pull rider-crushing powers the whole time! You know what? I might be done too. Just, you know what? No, let me finish. We got 3 episodes left. 3 episodes left. We can do this. Azuma managed to give the old lady just what she wanted, causing her exit swiftly, but in her exit, somebody at home has to cancel that wish. Because I didn't know that it worked that way. And Kekira is here to get his, but not if Keiwa has anything to do with it. So, they gonna fight? No. They'll get to that later. But first, they go to that tree just to get the juice they needed to save everyone. And by everyone, I mean just Sarah. And Ace starts getting statuified. Rating time! I've never seen a ball dropped so goddamn hard. Rewatching this episode actually made things worse for me in the long run than the initial viewing. It was already bad, but this just kept getting worse. And for that, it's gonna be getting another Forze So, this week we got introduced to Black Sumity, who was created using White Sumiti's powers. What's odd is that they essentially are the opposite, which makes no sense how they can even pull that one off. See, this is where I would look at the concept that was introduced earlier, Boost Mark III, which was essentially nothing but destructive powers. Had they said something like in studying that aspect of that buckle mixed in with Subaru's abilities would create such a thing, it probably would have saved the concept for me. Instead, we get nothing. Also, her powers don't seem as instantaneous as the gods of creation seen before, where they would just do the wish, as opposed to having it marinate with a ritualistic long-form praying ahead of time. Sure, Sumeru would pray before each wish, but it would just happen, while this took time to just kick in. Now, also, correct me if I'm wrong, but Sumeru started being statuified via the Vision Driver, and Mitsume also was getting statuified via the Vision Driver. But now, getting statuified is just a side effect of granting wishes? See, now all three of these scenes had something in common. The room where it happens. This is where it should have been stated that it wasn't really the Vision Driver causing the effect, but actually the room, or rather the pocket dimension that it was contained in. But instead, they pull a retcon by saying that it just was gonna happen either way. But what happened this episode is essentially what I feared. They did undo Keiwa's wish, but refused to acknowledge the can of worm that they pulled by doing that to begin with. Keiwa brought back a lot of people from the dead, and with this wish, yes, they're back dead again. By the wish's logic initially, Asuma's friend Toru was revived along with the people that did him in. Though this could have been a compelling side story for Asuma, the reason why they likely didn't go this route would be that because if Ace were to undo Keiwa's wish, Asuma would lose his friend yet again. So they chose to just not address it because we aren't supposed to be paying attention like we are. To add insult to injury, sure, they get the tree back, but it was just as simple as some tap water to get Sarah back from the position that she was at, and also, it was just Sarah. Because if you notice, they only had her pop out from the tree and no one else. Another thing is looking at the angle that she came out of. If you have the people pop out from the tree from their placements there, you would have a lot of people having a pretty steep drop right after being revived. So if they do address everyone's revival, it's left for the off-screen. The biggest idiot move this week comes from Baraba, or rather the writing staff in having her use her original form to fight Buffa. Because it's not like the VIP cards weren't made to give them better stats or anything. They did this just to show us that Buffa had his Rider Hack's wish still intact and use it to win. So you see what the problem is with this fight, right? First of all, how did he have his powers this whole time and just chose not to use them? Especially when he was fighting Keiwa previously. And second, it makes his fight with Baraba just absolutely cheap. Because he used the powers that make him able to defeat Riders, which if Baraba went premium, they wouldn't have worked. It's almost like they had a power-up cooking for him, but they couldn't make the deadline. So instead, they went this route in order to just give him something. The issue with that is, now next week, they're going to have to explain why he can't use it to fight against the new Rider in the preview. At this point, I can only really see a couple of scenarios playing out at the endgame. First one. Daichi takes advantage of the fact that all sins are forgiven and uses his redemption to backstab everyone. This will likely lead into a continuation that will be followed into the winter film. This is the course correct whatever they have going for him, at least for me. Second option is Ace does end up statuified, but an Ace from the far distant future comes back in time after he's been unstatuified to save everyone, and the both of them just exist. Or even a third option where Ace passes on the mantle of Geats to Keiwa and he fights to preserve the happiness world that Ace started. See, I'm just trying to think of a path that does not follow the ending of, say, Ryuki or Gaim. So let's just see. We have 3 episodes left. So, what did you think about this week's Geats? Baraba going back to basics, Buffa going back to powered, Sarah coming out that tree, And how useless is new Sumity? Anyway, that's it for me. If we get a Sumity on Sumity Slap Off, that might be the episode that reaches peak. But until then, this show is just still weak. See you next time. Bye.